I first got into broadcasting back in 2004, working on a show titled Showbiz Extra, covering the world of Korean celebrities. It was difficult to imagine at that time that Korean stars would one day become household names all over the world. With every passing year, I have grown to appreciate the enormous power and influence that Korean music, films, and dramas have had in captivating audiences, both here in Korea and abroad. Today, we'll be talking about the global sensation that K-pop has now become, where it stands today, where it's headed, and how it should build on its success.
K-pop is continuing to become more popular across the globe, and it's not just boy band BTS making their mark, but also other groups that are announcing their presence on the global music charts. Instead of stars being discovered by chance, every K-pop artist is the product of heavy investment, tough competition, and a precisely designed training programs. So how are aspiring K-pop stars trained and managed from A to Z before they are transformed into your favorite artist? This is a dance studio in Seoul where many young women in their early 20s are working on their dance moves. They're members of 뷰티박스, a K-pop girl group comprising of many foreign band members. It's only been a year since their debut, and they're working hard every day to put on the best possible show for their legion of fans. They're rehearsing their choreography ahead of their scheduled comeback with a new album. Out of the 6 band members, 2 are Korean, and rest of them are foreign artists who came to Korea with the dream of becoming K-pop artists. There are so many hurdles because you're not in your homeland country. What do you miss the most?
The most, of course, I miss my family. My family, my house, my language. I really, really miss everything in my hometown.
힘든 점은 그 언어가 대화하고 싶을 때, 뭔가 진짜 말하고 싶을 때 생각하는 거랑 다르게 뭔가 소통 안 되는 게 좀 답답하는 거랑 음식도 그 일본이랑 가까워서 진짜 잘 먹을 수 있지만 역시 일본에서만 먹을 수 있는 것도 먹고 싶어지거나 뭔가 이런 점이 그리운 것 같아요.
저도 똑같아요. 가족이나 친구, 음식. 네.
트레이닝 받으면서 이런 것까지 교육받을지 몰랐는데 이런 것까지 교육을 받는다 싶은 건 좀 어떤 게 있어요?
카메라 연습이나 그리고 언어도 하고 이런 인터뷰 연습도 하고 예능 같은 것도 연습하고 뭔가 또 일본에 있을 때랑 보다 더 많이 네.
About class acting like that because that's really new experience for me because in Thailand we have acting class but in Korean more serious, more useful. So I was like, wow, that's really my new experience in my life. Yeah.
It's become much more common to see foreigners enrolling in K-pop training program and being groomed here for years amid the rising global popularity of K-pop.
Korean popular music used to be referred to as gayo in the past, before being gradually replaced by K-pop, following the growth in popularity of Korean music. K-pop is no longer just a fad, but rather a global cultural force to be reckoned with. Seeing the name of a K-pop artist on the Billboard charts is no longer a rare occurrence. So just how influential has K-pop become? According to data from the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, Korea was the world's 6th largest music market by sales in the year 2020. K-pop also set a new record with its album and content exports, excluding downloads and streaming, nearly doubling in 2020 compared to a year earlier. K-pop has also mentioned growing Twitter mentions across the globe, with the topic being tweeted about 7.5 billion times between July 2020 and June 2021.
Figured I'd make you feel at home.
The political, diplomatic, and social impact of K-pop also can't be understated, highlighted by BTS visiting the White House back in May.
You guys are good at this, huh?
When we first heard that the White House and President Biden invited us because of the Stop Asian Hate and the anti-Asian hate crimes, we were like, this is it, why not? We have to go to DC, we have to see you. And
I know you know what you're doing, but don't underestimate it. It's not just your great talent, it's the message you communicate. It matters. This is one president who appreciates you.
wow. Woo-hoo. I have to tell my mom.
BTS was invited by President Joe Biden to help raise awareness on the rise of anti-Asian violence in the U.S.
And hi, we're BTS, and it is a great honor to be invited to the White House today to discuss the important issues of anti-Asian hate crimes, Asian inclusion, and diversity.
나와 다르다고 그것은 잘못된 일이 아닙니다. 옳고 그름이 아닌 다름을 인정하는 것으로부터 평등은 시작된다고 생각합니다.
Meanwhile, girl group Blackpink was named as climate change ambassador for the COP26 framework. These developments show that the influence of K-pop artists now extends far beyond just the music industry.
지금의 K-팝이 그래도 어떤 미국 대중음악에서 좀 세계적으로 인기 있는 음악으로 자리 잡았다고 볼 수 있는 가장 큰 증거로는 2017년에 방탄소년단이 차트에서 높은 순위에 등장한 이후로 그것이 이제 벌써 한 5년 정도 되는 긴 기간 동안 그것이 이제 장기적으로 자리를 잡았고, 지금은 설령 그것이 완전 메인스트림은 아니라고 할지라도 사람들의 어떤 인식 속에 자리 잡고 어떤 일상에서 그것이 하나의 어떤 그런 것도 있지라는 인식이 자리 잡았다는 측면에서 분명히 좀 성공적으로 자리한 상태라고 생각합니다.
These K-pop stars didn't simply become household names overnight. They have one thing in common, in that most of them spent years training under the guidance of their talent agency before making their debut. BTS members, for example, spent 2 or 3 years in training. EXO members from 1 to 7 years, and Blackpink members were groomed for an average of 5 years before being unveiled to the world. Artists who've yet to make their debut are labeled as trainees and enter into a contract with their talent agency to go through specialized training. According to data from Korea's Culture Ministry, there are around 1,800 such trainees in country, with 70% of them being singers. But even getting this opportunity to train is given only to the few who are successfully recruited by Korean talent agencies, which is also an extremely competitive process.
This is a dance studio in Seoul, and it's bustling with people who are aspiring to become K-pop idols or dancers. Pamela Wang is 20 years old, and she came to Korea with the dream of becoming a K-pop artist. She moved to Korea with her dad in 2016, and she grew up idolizing EXO and Red Velvet among other K-pop artists. She's hard at work practicing her dance moves in the hopes that a talent agency would take notice and recruit her in their training program. What kind of thing are you doing more to be a K-pop idol here?
I think definitely the most I did was just practice, practice every day. I think last year when I was really into this, I came to Def almost every day, without one day resting, and then I just practiced, and I think that's all I could think of, because I think that was the only way that would make me feel better.
As you already might know, becoming a K-pop idol takes so long time, and even knowing that fact, why do you want to become the K-pop idol and go through all this process?
First of all, for me, like singing and dancing is like it makes me feel so happy. And when I was in high school, that's when I really felt the need to do, because when I was doing concerts in high school, I would just stand on stage and I'd feel so happy and not nervous at all, and just enjoy being on stage. And I think that just made me more I really want to do this. So.
This studio is well known for having graduated many trainees and K-pop artists, and even foreigners like Pamela have become a common sight in recent years.
상당히 많죠. 근데 원래 코로나 전에는 더 많았죠. 전 세계에서 왔으니까. 그리고 이제 코로나가 시작이 되면서 좀 줄긴 했고, 최근에 그래도 좀 이제 많이 좀 열리면서 그래도 한 4, 50명 정도 있는 것 같아요.
This is a good starting point for aspiring artists to work on their fundamentals and maximize their chances of being recruited by a talent agency.
예전에는 기획사만 들어가면 기획사에서 많은 트레이닝을 해줬었는데, 그러니까 부모님들의 생각이 달라진 거예요. 약간 조기 교육? 여기서만 한 3, 4년? 기본이 학원에서만 2, 3년, 3, 4년 이렇게 있고, 그 다음에 또 들어가서 또 이제 1, 2년, 3, 4년 있다가 또 데뷔하는 거니까, 기본적으로 보면 학생들이 배우는 그 기간이 늘어나면 늘어날수록 어쨌든 실력은 더 좋죠.
So once you sign a formal contract with the talent agency and officially become a trainee, what's the next step? Trainees are typically taught how to sing, dance, and act as part of their core curriculum, but they also take lessons in ethics, language, general knowledge, and speechcraft. They spend countless hours in training until they are ready for their debut, with the trainee taking an average of 3 to 4 lessons per week, with each one lasting for around 3 hours. It costs around $680 per month to drill each trainee, with an additional $920 a month in living expenses. Trainees typically spend an average of 2 to 3 years being polished before making their debut. There have also been reports that some of Korea's biggest talent agency spend more than $77,000 on each trainee. K-pop idols continue working their strengths and polishing their skills throughout their careers, using fundamental skills they learned as a trainee. 아이돌 되기까지 그런 트레이닝 시스템이 참 혹독하다고 많이 알려져 있는데, 이게 결국에는 지금의 사랑받는 K-팝을 만드는데 어느 정도 영향을 줬다고 생각하시는지.
네, 저는 무조건 100%라고 생각해요. 왜냐하면 다른 나라에 없는 체계적으로 하는 게 가수를 만드는 것만이 아니라 이 음악을 만드는 전체적인 퍼포먼스를 다 만든다고 생각을 하는 거거든요. 뭐 그냥 춤만 잘 춘다고 되는 것도 아니고, 노래만 잘한다고 되는 것도 아니고, 그걸 다 할 수 있게 하려면 사실은 체계가 필요한 거거든요.
만약 그 대형 기획사의 어떤 고도로 전문한 트레이닝 시스템이 그냥 싹 빠져 있었다면 지금 우리가 생각하는 K-팝의 형태와 좀 다른 형태의 K-팝이 있지 않을까라는 생각도 듭니다. 그런 대형 기획사의 전문적인 시스템이 없었다면 지금의 K-팝은 없었다고 보는 게 맞을 것 같아요. 네.
So how did K-pop become so popular around the globe in the first place? A survey was recently conducted on 4,000 K-pop fans worldwide, asking them why they like K-pop. Some fans say they fell in love with their lyrics and choreography, while others cited the appearance, style, and fashion of K-pop stars. Many K-pop stars are known for being an all-round talent, thanks to the comprehensive and balanced education they receive as trainees. These young Korean entertainers are commonly referred to as idol stars here in the country, which is typically reserved for singers, even though its original definition includes all entertainers who are popular among young Koreans. Idol stars also exist in countries like the US and Japan, but what makes Korean idol stars stick out compared to their global peers?
한국에서 뷰티박스로 활동하기 전에 각자 나라에서 아이돌 활동을 했다고 들었는데, 한국에서 활동할 때랑 본인 나라에서 활동할 때랑 좀 다른 점이 있었다면 좀 어떤 게 달랐나요?
저는 컨셉이 조금 차이가 있는 것 같아요. 뭔가 일본에서는 멤버 개인 매력을 보여주는 스타일인데 한국은 뭔가 팀으로서 보여주는 스타일이라고 생각해요. 실력도 역시 뭔가 조금 차이가 있어요. 일본에서는 데뷔하고 나서도 성장하면서 하는 느낌인데 한국은 딱 연습하고 완성하는 상태로 데뷔하는 느낌? 조금 여기가 차이 있는 것 같아요.
저도 뭔가 케이팝 선배님 무대를 보고 뭔가 일본에서는 아이돌 아티스트 뭔가 좀 어려운데 아이돌이 이렇게 뭔가 춤도 잘 추고 노래도 잘하고 뭔가 세트도 진짜 모르는 세계였어요 그때. 그래서 이런 세계도 있구나 뭔가 도전하고 싶다라는 마음이 커졌어요. 이거 콘서트를 보고.
Even though Korea's idol culture drew many inspirations from the Japanese idols who came before them, they now take on very different appearances.
일본에서는 이제 상당히 저는 일본은 원래 아이돌 시장이 있어요. 근데 이제 이 아이돌 시장은 우리 같은 아이돌 시장이 아니에요. 약간 코스프레에 가까운 시장들이고, 그러니까 음악성을 별로 안 보는 거죠. 음악성을 안 보고 어떤 캐릭터를 보는데 우리가 가지고 있는 이런 식의 아이돌 이제 문화는 아닌 거죠. 뭐 그래서 일본은 약간 좀 이제 다른 케이스고,
이제 솔로 형태의 아이돌이 아닌 이제 그룹 형태, 우리가 지금 알고 있는 형태의 아이돌들이 이제 1990년대 초, 1980년대 말에 일본에서 등장을 했고, 그 시스템을 이제 우리나라에 이식을 하게 됐는데, 이때 이제 차이가 발생한 것은 이제 일본의 아이돌의 경우에는 선 데뷔 그리고 후 성장의 어떤 형태였다는 것이고, 우리나라 아이돌의 경우에는 이제 선 완성 그리고 후 데뷔의 형태였다는 것입니다. 그래서 춤이든 노래든 그것이 이제 완벽하게 준비된 상태에서 그것을 보여주다 보니까, 또는 이제 사람들이 그것을 더 원하게 되니까 어떻게 보면 완성도에 있어서는 더 높은 완성도를 가진 아이돌 시스템이 정착이 됐다고 할 수 있습니다.
The growing popularity of K-pop has drawn many aspiring K-pop stars to flock to Korea from countries all around the world. This includes Japan, China, Thailand, the US, Canada, and Australia, just to name a few. Korea's major talent agencies have even opened overseas branches to better find and recruit local talent in countries abroad.
Here in another part of Seoul, a vocal training session is underway.
목소리 너무 좋아서 진짜 세 분 다 목소리가 너무 좋아서 음정이랑 발음은 그래도 발음도 좋은 편이에요, 진짜.
They appear to be foreigners who are training to become K-pop idols.
조금 더 진짜 긴장하지 말고 편하게 혼자 있으니까 조금만 편하게 한번 더 해볼게요.
However, they're not trainees, but rather ordinary students who have come to Korea to study K-pop and hopefully work in the K-pop industry someday.
I like to learn vocal and dance, and here I have a lot of the training system, so I came to here.
I'm very interested in Korean entertainment system, so I thought, okay, I can try vocal, I can dance, but of course I have not a lot of experience, but it's very interesting, so I decided to try by myself and then see some disadvantages and advantages to by myself also.
I do want to be involved with the K-pop industry, entertainment industry. And I wanted to learn about the system because we don't have these kind of places in my country. So I was really curious. I came to Korea to study and also take the opportunity to learn about how it works here.
The training structure of the K-pop industry have also come under the global spotlight amid its rising profile. It's a system that is unique to Korea, dubbed the K-pop incubator, and one that's even being exported to countries abroad. According to the center, the system needs to be polished even further if it is to be successful in being adopted abroad.
그들이 배워가는 과정들과 만들어질 때 교육됐었던 트레이닝 시스템, 시스템이라는 단어가 엔터테인먼트에 사용된 지도 얼마 안 된 것 같긴 하지만 저는 전 세계에서 가장 훌륭하다고 생각합니다. 왜냐하면 정말 많은 시행착오에 의해서 만들어졌고요. 한국과 같은 그런 어떤 전문가분들의 구성 그리고 계층 이 어떤 분야가 정해진 나라들이 흔치는 않은 것 같습니다. 다음 차세대의 K-팝의 산업은 네트워크가 되고 시스템에 의해서 이루어지는 그리고 전 세계로 여러 구석구석까지 진출할 수 있는 그런 시스템이 필요한 시기라고 생각하고 있습니다.
However, the K-pop training structure is not without its flaws. BTS announced recently that it was going on a temporary break, with RM commenting that the K-pop industry does not leave its artists alone and give them time to mature. This promptly triggered heated debate on issues surrounding the idol system. Talent agency recruits typically have to train for at least a year in singing and dancing before they take to the stage. Most K-pop idol stars debut in their teens, having already sacrificed many of their childhood years in their training.
그거는 반복되는 거죠. 매번 똑같은 걸 반복하는 거. 그러니까 처음에 시작은 자기가 좋아서 했어요. 춤도 너무 좋고 노래도 좋고 했는데 그 생활이 반복이 되고 이제 그러니까 좀 매너리즘에 빠지는 거죠. 계속 반복되니까 내가 이걸 하고 싶은 게 맞나? 뭐 이런 생각도 왔다 갔다 하게도 되고 기획사에 들어가서도 매번 그것 때문에 이제 그 친구들이 제일 힘들어하는 게 그런 거예요. 언제 될까? 내가 잘하고 있나? 뭐 매번 뭐 또 평가가 있고.
An age distribution of the trainees show that around half of them are minors under 18 years old.
한국의 이제 아이돌 트레이닝 시스템이 굉장히 이제 고도로 전문화되어 있고 또 과도한 경쟁 시스템 하에서 이루어지고 있다 보니까 그로 인해서 이제 아이돌들의 어떤 사생활이 통제된다든가 개인의 자유가 통제된다든가 또 이제 과도한 스케줄링에 의해서 이제 그들의 어떤 압박이라든지 그런 것들이 이루어지고 있고 또 실제로 그런 트레이닝 시스템을 통해서 이제 아이돌들이 만들어진다고 해도 이제 연습생 입장에서는 자신이 이제 데뷔할지도 하지 않을지도 모르는 불안감 또는 이제 데뷔한 이후에도 성공을 할지 안 할지 모른다는 어떤 정신적인 압박이 계속 있을 수 있겠고요.
The process that goes into the making of a K-pop star is extremely competitive and grueling to say the least. So the amazing talent they display on the stage shouldn't come as a surprise. However, if the industry is to enjoy sustained success, it must focus on the welfare of the artists and heed constructive criticism to make continued improvements.
과거에 비한다면 지금 K-팝의 음악성은 굉장히 좋아졌다고 봐요. 평균적으로 굉장히 좋아진 거죠. 근데 여기에서 뭔가 이제 하나의 그 첨가가 있어야 되는 거죠. 하나의 1% 정도의 어떤 뭔가가 있어야지만 우리 K-팝이 단순하게 그냥 아이돌 산업이라는 걸 벗어나가지고 음악으로서 어떤 우리가 가지고 있는 어떤 그런 장점들을 드러낼 수 있어야 되지 않을까 싶고요. 그래서 어쨌든 그런 질의 어떤 경제 이쪽으로 가야 된다고 저는 생각하고 그렇다고 한다면 K-팝이 거기에 투자한 수익들을 이쪽에다가도 좀 투자하는 그런 질적으로 어떤 수준을 보장해주는 그런 쪽으로 가는 것도 나쁘지 않다 그렇게 생각하는 거죠.
It's too early to say that K-pop has reached the top and the same musical height as American pop and Latin pop, but definitely K-pop market high has been secured. Also, much of K-pop's success has been fueled by a system that may pump out talented artists but robs them of the chance to live a normal life through years of harsh training. Despite its unprecedented success, this should be a moment of reflection for the K-pop industry and an opportunity to tweak the way its artists are nurtured. Eventually, improving a training program that's been described as systematic and harsh will allow the K-pop industry to have a greater impact in the long run.
K-pop should be treated as much more than a giant corporate machine. Only when artistry and creativity are allowed to thrive will K-pop continue to attract the ears of the global audience many decades from now. In next week's edition of What Is, we'll be continuing this series on Korea's soft power by taking a closer look at the country's classical music scene.